Hi, guys. My name is Grace, and today we have,
Hi, I'm Allie.
welcome to Gemwz Podcast. This is going to be our third podcast on this channel. I'm super excited and super stoked. This is my best friend, Allie. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Guys, I brought Allie on here today because she is wanting to start her own YouTube channel.
Yes, trying.
Yeah. So, how is that going for you?
Um, it's I've had lack of motivation at the moment, but working on it
That's
and
okay. That's okay. Yeah. Okay,
trying,
yeah.
yeah.
So I heard you had questions. I know we wanted to kind of make this podcast kind of about what type of steps to take building a brand. And I personally consider like a YouTube channel or something like that kind of building a brand if that's what you want to do as like a side income for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so do you have an idea on like what type of content you want to start creating?
Yeah, I mean, originally it was me just traveling,
Yeah.
and like getting a van, remodeling it, and then traveling.
Yeah.
Um, but now I think it'll be more of what I'm aiming towards gonna be just trying to be relatable and just honestly like my everyday kind of deal or
I like
like
that.
like what I plan on doing. So like moving soon, like making videos about that, the stress of that, and just kind of being relatable to life. So if anybody else is in the boat I'm in, they're not alone.
100%. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah. I think traveling would also be really cool though as well because you can look back on the places that you've been and see all that stuff as well. Okay, cool. So essentially would you kind of consider that a purpose? Like I always like to ask building a brand like what is the purpose of the brand? Like how would you want to present yourself vlogging and traveling?
Yeah, I think like what I'm aiming for is it just to be natural. So
Yeah.
majority of the time, probably crackhead energy.
Of course, that is
Um,
100%. People love that. And
yeah,
you are very hilarious. And I think you will definitely kind of gain that audience of people wanting more from you, more comedy for sure.
yeah, for sure. So I think that's gonna be like the main goal. And like honestly, like I think that I'm thinking too much about it because I want it to like look good and like look
Right.
professional. But also when I look at other creators or any like videos that I'm watching and I find myself laughing at, it's the most chaotic ones, which
Right.
honestly, again, I feel like would fit me the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Oh, I agree. And sometimes we are too perfect, too much of perfectionists that we don't even end up doing it. And I struggle with that a lot too, even with my music and like releasing songs. I struggle so much of wanting to release something because I'm like, oh, it has to be perfect. Like it has to be like perfect.
yeah,
And we lose a lot of time thinking about that and thinking about content being made too. Because even if it's not the greatest, I guess you could say, you still have content out there. And I think that's a really important step to understand when building a brand is that you want content. You want just continuous content.
yeah,
And that was one of my biggest things too that I wanted to talk about in one of my previous podcasts was like I'm obviously like I want to blow up now, but I think I've told you this, Allison, but I want to blow up now, obviously, but I also don't because I don't have enough songs to be able to be like, oh, they like this song. They can't go back and listen to my other ones because I don't have everything released yet. So it's like, for example, for you, you'd want to continue to keep vlogging, continue to keep posting content so that people can look at one of your videos and continue watching them.
no, I like
Cool.
where you're going with that though.
Oh yeah, for
Kind of
sure.
more of a base before, because you want people to actually be still interested in your
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
after they song they like, be like, oh, like what else am I gonna like from them? Because that's how I find a lot of artists too.
No,
Is
seriously. Yeah. And that is part of why I'm doing this podcast as well, is also finding people that relate to me as an independent artist and also building a brand and relates to me as a person. Even if they don't like my music, they still like me as a person, or something about me, my video games or something like that, they can relate to me in some way, shape, or form. And I
Yeah,
think even you, like, would you be open to doing podcasts and stuff?
for sure. Like I've definitely thought about it. I know, I mean, how many years ago we've thought about having one together,
Yeah,
but I actually wouldn't mind because I feel like that's how I am when I try and take videos anyway. Like
right.
majority of the time, the reason why I set up my phone to record or camera to record is because I feel like I'm less alone when I'm talking to it.
No,
Like
seriously.
I'm
Yeah.
doing something with somebody else, even though I'm not. So I feel like a podcast could be a really good way, like a really good thing for me.
No, seriously. And I'm really glad also that you brought that up of like just putting your phone out there and talking to yourself because even though it sounds crazy, that is such a great first step in kind of introducing yourself to talking to a camera by yourself. And even in public, a lot of people struggle with that as well, is like people staring at them and people caring about what they're doing. You know, you kind of have to have that not care attitude. And I've actually saw a TikTok where someone recommended, which I need to try myself, but they recommended that you essentially, if you want to record yourself on a camera, on a phone, whatever it is, in public and you're scared to, just act like you're talking to somebody on FaceTime.
Yeah,
Just like that. Like get yourself to think that. And it's just, for some reason, it just becomes so much easier for you.
yeah. Which I mean, honestly, like I think it's not necessarily easier, but kind of just because of um how much we've made it a norm is
Right.
on the phone in public.
Oh,
And
yeah,
like it's a huge norm now
it
to where
is.
if we call while I'm at the gym and I have my headphones on where I can't hear anybody, I don't know how loud I am talking back to you, but
Right?
like
No,
at the same time,
seriously.
right?
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with that. I feel like definitely need to try that.
No, seriously. Awesome. So I think another great step to kind of think about is obviously creating your channel. So right now you got your YouTube channel set up. Do you
Yes.
have a bio? Do you have a photo, background?
Yeah, I have my profile picture, which I'm planning on changing, but
Yeah.
I do have the background cover photo, and I think my bio is something like just 20 something year old trying to figure out life, which
Yeah.
honestly
This
I
seems
feel like
relatable.
is very relatable, especially towards the content I would want to make or am looking towards making.
Yeah.
And then I think my cover photo says something like my job, and then it says see the world or travel the world, which is really bad because I still don't have my passport and I'm working on getting it. I've just been,
100%. Well, yeah. I mean, you can still travel the states as of right now,
yeah,
for sure. Or even the
but
little cities. That is one thing I was wanting to ask you about. I guess you did say that you want to do vlogs and stuff and traveling. I know a few accounts that people are do like they vlog around Nashville and look at like different shops.
yeah. I mean, once I move out of a smaller town, I feel like it might be a little easier.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
necessarily easier, but have more opportunity. Um, and I don't want to be sounding like like I'm making it an excuse. It's just
No, I don't think it's
like
an excuse at all. 100%. I
there's
mean,
just really not much here. And then
yeah.
working, I can't really go anywhere out of town as much. But I mean, I think it's definitely a cool idea, especially smaller businesses. I wouldn't mind doing that for because
No, yeah. And
all the love they can get. Like,
100%. Yeah. And especially if they're doing something good with the community as well. And also that opens a lot of doors for you and kind of it's not about money, but it does open a lot of doors to advertising as well for those companies or anything, honestly.
connections,
Yeah,
easy connections.
connections. So going back to creating that YouTube channel, so are you wanting to stay just on YouTube or are you wanting to create like TikToks and Instagram Reels?
I definitely would be open to all of it. I think that I need to learn a little bit more editing skills. Um, but if there's like easy like TikTok trend, like
Yeah.
to a sound, like I'll do that. But obviously, it doesn't really get me, too many followers. I think kind of what you said earlier about kind of branching out and like being able to do a podcast as well as music and gaming is letting people get to actually know who you are as a person.
Yeah.
I think that that would help a lot.
I think
So
that I think that's super important, just creating a fan base. Like even as myself as an artist, like I think that's just anything in general, businesses as well. Like just getting you connected to them as like a true fan is something
yeah,
that's perfect and easy to do for sure.
yeah. And I feel like starting on YouTube wouldn't be bad. I do think that TikTok does help blow people's name up a lot faster than YouTube
Oh yeah,
now.
for sure.
I know YouTube was like when we were growing up was like the main thing.
Yeah.
So that's what people kind of blew up on first. But now with TikTok being around, I think that and Instagram definitely has made it a lot easier for smaller name people to actually become a name.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I probably would prefer to go branch out on TikTok as well. But yeah, I think a big thing for me is just trying to like come up with ideas on videos. Like, you know, I don't really know.
No, yeah. A great tool that I would recommend is going on TikTok. And I'm not sure if YouTube has this yet. Well, I mean, obviously you can look stuff up on YouTube, I guess. That was a dumb thing to say. Yes, you can look things up on YouTube. What I love to do is go on TikTok, especially though, because they have that search bar and you literally just look up what it is that you want to do. So if you got daily vlogs, what is it that these people are vlogging about? You know what I mean? What is it
Yeah,
that they're vlogging about when they travel? What is something that was like most liked? And normally TikTok will bring up like the most liked content, which is really cool because then you can be like, okay, I'm going to kind of follow in those steps. I mean, it's copying, but in kind of in your own sort of unique way. And I feel
and
like
go ahead. Sorry.
sorry, no, I just feel like sometimes in the beginning, you kind of have to do that to kind of take those steps into copying other people.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the trends even. Like
Yeah.
how you think a trend even starts is because everybody's doing the exact same thing,
Yeah.
just their own version. So yeah, I
No.
mean, how did it like what do you think your first step was to actually posting on YouTube and getting your videos out there?
Yeah. I think honestly, my first step was being comfortable in front of the camera because that took me a long time to even get on TikTok. I was kind of talking about that in my other podcast as well. Is it's just like you kind of care too much about what other people think, exes or friends or whatever. Because regardless, Allison, you and I talking right now, I'm sure so many people are gonna look at it. They may think we're stupid and they're dumb, but we're taking our first steps and being
Yeah,
comfortable with that and putting ourselves out there because regardless, they're gonna be talking about it anyways. So there's
yeah,
really no like, who cares? You know,
yeah. I
but
mean,
that
sorry, go
no.
ahead.
You're so fine. You're okay.
Bouncing off that is um like kind of relating to what you're saying in a different words is like bad press like there's no bad press because bad press is good press because
Yeah.
your name is literally getting talked about and your views for everything that you do and you own is going to skyrocket. So
A
I
hundred
mean,
percent. Yeah.
people are gonna you can't stop people talking shit. So
No, seriously. Like, um, for example, someone that's going viral right now, or at least was JoJo Siwa. She's somebody that did a huge transition with her music, and people started talking trash about her and making fun of her. And I'm sure that's very hateful towards her, which it is, but her name went absolutely viral. And like everyone knew about her song, even though people may not have liked it in some way, it was still like it gave her a huge following, huge people looked at her, huge people streamed it. So much income came on just that song and so much awareness to what she was doing, which is pretty
yeah,
crazy.
I feel like almost anybody that has blown up has gone through some sort of backlash at
Yeah.
some point in the time of them coming up. I think for me, it's just a lot easier said than done. I don't know about you. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to, like, I definitely do have the mentality of I don't care what other people think, but then I know, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, what are these people going to think?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
but oh,
But, yeah, but acknowledging it and realizing like regardless, people are going to do whatever it is, even if you do post your face on social media, post vlogs. In the end of the day, though, you really are what I kind of pushed myself was I can't let that stop me from making music and pushing it out because there would be so much time wasted if I continued sitting there like, oh, what would they think? You know what I mean? Like at that point, I'm saying all these people are pretty much holding me back from doing that, you know? And that's just something that I was like, I can't fucking let that happen. I got so many years ahead of me that I can't keep sitting in the closet waiting, you know? It's like being in the closet again. Like I can't do that to myself.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't blame you because like to me, I just want to keep telling myself like manifest. I mean, when we get famous, because I'm gonna say when, but
Yeah, as you should. Manifestation.
like when we blow up, obviously again there's gonna be haters, but it's like, okay, I'm up here, not trying to downgrade anybody, but I'm up here because I made the effort, and you're down here putting hate comments.
Oh yeah.
I'm not comparing myself to you.
Yeah, and I always think though too, like the people that do are putting you down, obviously one weren't really truly your friends to begin with,
Mhm.
but also people that normally are still trying to figure themselves out. And normally it's them having a problem, especially when, you know, we're trying to kind of give out, you know, good information, positiveness. You know, if we were obviously negative, yeah, fuck it, say shit. But like
Yeah.
but you know, when you're, you know, a very positive person and just trying to make people laugh, that's where it kind of comes to like, okay, you're just kind of being hateful, just be hateful. You know, there's definitely
Yeah.
something else going on in your life to make you that way.
Oh, for sure. They have their own problems.
We
But
100%. Going back to kind of the steps that we have to take to kind of build a brand, have you started kind of collecting any cameras at all or kind of taking short snippets at all of any possible vloggings?
I mean, I've set up my phone, taken a few videos,
Yeah.
just random, like when I was meal prepping, and then actually just today I did set up my phone after I got home from the grocery store to make a little snack.
Okay.
I recorded on TikTok, gotta go back and watch it because I don't know how I feel about it. Um, but I haven't, like, I want to obviously buy a couple more things in order
Yeah.
to not necessarily make it easier, but make it seem more realistic.
Yeah.
Um, at the moment, I did just what?
The light the
Oh,
lighting keeps changing for some reason.
um, at the moment, I am moving in a couple months, so I am
Yeah.
also trying to save money because I don't necessarily know what all, like, I know what costs to expect, but I don't know where I'm going to be at necessarily because for some reason the summer for work has been very odd and slow. And I did also have to take Bacon to the vet on Mondays, so just unexpected costs coming up. I haven't invested as much as I've been wanting to,
Yeah.
but I mean, I do plan on it once I'm actually settled and kind of know what's all going on in my life, you know,
No,
trying to be
seriously.
and responsible.
Yeah. No, 100%. For sure. But even planning it out though, even writing it down or even like what helped me was kind of creating a routine throughout my day and trying to like I'm like, okay, if I can fit in like going to the gym, like maybe I need to wake up like 15 minutes earlier to just kind of prep, like, okay, what do I want to write out? What is it that I want to vlog for today? What is it that I want to write out for lyrics today? Like anything, honestly, anything could help. But um, what I was gonna say, I'm glad that you mentioned meal prepping and stuff because and going to the gym because that's also something that you could definitely put in vlogs for sure and
Yeah.
like create certain like playlists on YouTube. Like one playlist is like, oh, these are my gym vlogs. These are what I do in the gym. Or oh, one playlist could be like meal prepping. This is what I'm meal prepping. Honestly, anything that you do in your life, just blog it. You know what I mean? Like that's what I
Yeah.
was doing. If I play video games, my guilty pleasure, I'm gonna record it. Like I
Yeah.
might as well get content, get people to just watch it, you know?
Oh, no, for sure. And like that's what I mean. Like I've been setting my phone up, just I think getting used to seeing myself on camera and being like, okay,
Good.
like
Yeah.
because sometimes I'm like, is this how people see me? Because
Oh
sometimes
my
I do some things,
goodness.
I'm like, what was that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like that kind of goes, yeah, getting comfortable in the camera for sure. And that's one of the first steps I think everybody should take.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Damn.
But I guess even while like editing or like going back on videos, just thinking, being like, oh well, just act like you were on the call with your friend. I mean, after the recording, even.
Yeah.
could do. Be like, well, this is just me being me, like with the people I'm genuine with. So
No, seriously. Oh my goodness. Another great thing too with like content creating as well is what I've seen a lot of people do, and even sometimes I do it, but I will post a video on YouTube, right? A full like 20-minute video, but then of course do snippets. And what's so really nice, I love YouTube right now because they just created YouTube Reels or YouTube Shorts. Not just created, but they've had it for a while.
yeah,
Um, but you can essentially shorten that video or like clip a really funny part of it that you're planning on vlogging or something like super important to you that other people might like and just post it on there like a 3-second thing. And then you can literally tag the video that you posted on YouTube and it'll automatically, once they click on it, it'll automatically go to that. And that honestly on YouTube currently is my music. That was one of the best ways I was able to grow some of my audience.
yeah.
Like I raised like 50 followers just doing that, which is pretty cool.
Have you posted like little snippets of your videos like on TikTok and then said like, oh, hey, my full version is on YouTube? Have you done that
I
before?
have, yeah. I have done that. And what's really cool is TikTok actually is you're able to link your YouTube on TikTok in your little bio. Because normally they'll have like, oh, you need like 1,000 followers to go live, which is kind of dumb. But you right. You can link though your YouTube without having that issue. The only problem that I come across with TikTok, which regardless, I still recommend you doing that anyways on TikTok because at least you'll build some sort of following on there as well. Is that it's not as easy to the viewers to be able to click on your YouTube,
Yep.
which is so annoying because it's like one step can like mean something else. It's like what they do in like online shopping. It's so easy now to just click PayPal instead of like, or Apple Pay instead of typing in your stuff because you're more likely to buy it because it's so
Yeah,
easy.
the convenience of it.
100%. Yeah. But 100%, I definitely recommend that. A few things to get you started, which I'll put this in the links down below, is Canva. Are you familiar with Canva?
I think so. I think I've
Okay.
heard of it.
Yeah, it's an app, or you can use it in the web browser, but it is essentially like Photoshop, but for people like me who don't really know how to use Photoshop, it's so easy. You pay a monthly subscription, I think, for like 12.99. But they have like little gadgets, little elements, stuff to put on them, like stickers and stuff to kind of make your thumbnails. Like they have everything for you, and it's just so much easier in life to use those as like thumbnails, to use them as um photography photos that you want to do, anything. Like they will remove backgrounds for you. There's so much stuff that comes with it that I totally recommend doing that. And editing like videos and stuff, like TikToks, even YouTube videos, CapCut or CapeCut.
I was gonna say I do have that one because of you.
Okay. Yeah, that one is perfect and that's free. So like
Yeah.
that's a great way. So I heard earlier you said you were having anxiety about starting this. And is that kind of did we kind of cover that with kind of the camera shy and what other people kind of think about you?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a mix of like both, I would say. And then again, not to use it as an excuse, but I think the small town thing is like because your videos do normally pop up around people you're closer to, like in the
Yeah.
area. And if they don't like follow you or anything. And like to me, I see the same people pretty much every single day here. And like I wait on them every single day. And I think that once I'm in a bigger location to where I won't recognize people or whatever, I think I won't care as much. Not that my posts and videos won't still circulate back here. I just won't be here.
Yeah.
And I won't have to see them and I won't have to like deal with it. Whereas when I first lived in Tennessee, I think that helped me become not afraid of who I like was and like not afraid to show it off because I knew the people I saw that day I would never see it if that made
100%. Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah, which like I don't mind. Like I feel like if I blew up, I wouldn't mind seeing people that I would know. But like I don't know, just at the start of it, it's kind of the awkward phases where like you had mentioned earlier, like yeah, if people are gonna come back and watch this video, they'll be like, oh, like this was us just starting out. We didn't really know how to run everything properly,
Yeah.
how to, record great. But it's like once we get to where we somewhat want to be, I feel like I wouldn't care as much because I'm like, okay, yeah, I made it, you know.
100%. But then it comes to you have to take those awkward steps to get to where you want to be,
Yeah, you
right?
have to, yeah.
100%. Yeah. Well, awesome, Allison. So when do you plan on doing this YouTube?
Um, I don't have a set date. I feel like as soon as I actually get up and be motivated to do it,
Yeah.
um, like I said, I do have like some ideas that I want to do, vlogging wise. I feel like it would definitely help to have a few more purchases made towards that direction. Um, so I mean, the more I talk about it, the more I get motivated about it.
Of
So
course, yeah. Well, you have to
definitely,
keep talking about it because it's just gonna keep going in your brain.
yeah. So I mean, maybe tomorrow, maybe even tonight,
Let's
but I
do it.
think
Yeah. Vlog something at least. Honestly, what I recommend is just vlogging like even a 30-second video a day, just to get yourself used to doing that for sure.
yeah, I mean, I've even brought it up to my boss, like telling her like, hey, like if I were to do this, do you care if I vlog me opening the restaurant for a morning?
Yeah.
And it was like, no, go ahead. And I was like,
Because
okay.
that
I
could
just
even help their small business as well.
yeah, especially around summertime, she gets a lot of out of towners because this is a big town for tourists.
Of
So
course. Yeah. Well,
so
that's so
I
awesome.
wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, that's so awesome, Allison. Well, I'm so happy to hear that. And I'm so glad we were able to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Is there any questions that you have starting up?
Um, I mean, how long do you think? Because I know you were saying that it took like you still have some parts of being comfortable in front of the camera yet.
Yeah.
Um, how I don't even know how to word what I'm wanting to ask. I guess different question, but also related. Did you have a lot of support from like family and friends? Like I know like I've been supporting you for like
Oh,
since you
yeah.
started
Yeah.
trying to get out there. But I mean
Well, this
like
is a deep question.
oh I mean like when you like first started like because I feel like for me that would help a lot. Like obviously if family doesn't support it as much, I feel like it could be a little harder.
Yeah.
But like, like at the beginning, like I know that you have supporters now, but how was it when you first started?
Oh, yeah. It was really rocky because honestly, I mean, I had supporters in my family for sure, and obviously I had you and I had friends that supported me on what I'm doing. But again, there are the negatives. There are people out there that didn't really agree with what I'm doing. Even today, Allison, like I told a woman the other day, I'm like, oh yeah, because I work. I have a full-time job, but outside of this, just because I'm still trying to get my money, I still need to pay for my beats to keep processing my like keep progressing myself forward.
Mhm.
But I told someone the other day, yeah, I make music. That's what I want to do for a living. And they looked at me like, real, like so in shock. But you know what I mean? Like that's what I want to do. Like who cares what other people think? And that's something that I've come to terms with. And honestly, I think that really helped though too, is just being gay. I like to bring that up a lot because honestly, that helped me so much, like not really caring anymore what people think because it's just like, who cares? People are going to have their beliefs on things. And as long as, I don't hate anybody who is believer in anything that what they do with their life. And I expect the same from everybody else. But sometimes people aren't like that. And that's just their own personal problem.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much, Allison, because obviously you have me and you have all these fans that are watching you as well right now,
Oh,
and my family and everybody else. So
yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna do amazing. But Allison, it was so great talking to you, and I'm super excited for you. And I will be sure to post your links down below for your YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, anything that you'd like me to post, I will post it down below for you. But everybody give love to Allison and her new YouTube channel coming up with vlogs. Super stoked for that. But Allison, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me on here, girl.